Hello, Algebra. This is your section 3.3 notes. So we're going to talk about function notation. And we just start right away with this definition that function notation is a fancy way of giving you a rule to follow. So if you notice, nothing about the math behind the y and the f of x changes. It's just what we see in front of that expression. So what does the following mean? We're going to start with just the simple idea that when the input is 2, the output is 14. If you want to think of this as the ordered pair to 14, you totally can. The next one, when the input is -2, and they're just going to sprinkle in other letters in front of the number. So in the first one, it was an f of 2. This one is g of 2. They all mean the same thing. When the input is -2, the output is 24. So that would give you the ordered pair -2, 24. Our next one has a variable input. So we can say the value of the function at input x is -9. So that would be the ordered pair x, -9. All right, now we're going to practice a few, and this is kind of a long section of notes, so I'm going to let you guys do a few of these. I'll do the first one with you. We're going to evaluate the function at these 3 inputs. So we're going to show the function of x when x is -4. So I'll say f of -4 equals the opposite of -4 because my expression has a negative in it, or my function has a negative x. I need to put negative and then input those x values, and now add 4. And over here, I'm going to show that that would be +4 plus 4 equals 8. My next input is 0, and 0 is always an easy one to do. -0 plus 4. We know there's no such thing as -0. That output is 4. And then the input of 2, f of 2 equals -2 plus 4, which is 2. You guys go ahead and do number 2. Let's do 3 together. So now h of x, we'll put -4 in for x. 7 minus 2 times -4. That's 7 minus -8. So 7 plus 8, that makes 15. My next input is 0. We like using 0. 7 minus 2 times 0. 7 minus 0 is 7. And my last input, h of 2. 7 minus 2 times 2. 7 minus 4. That output is 3. In the next section, it's telling us to find the value of x. And in pre-algebra, we used substitution in the same way we're going to right now. So right now I see b of x equals 20. So the value of the function at x is 20. It's also the value of the function at x is equal to negative 3x plus 20. So I can start by just making a true statement and showing that b of x equals b of x. And now I will just substitute those values in. So I'll put negative 3x plus 1 equals negative 20. And now I'm solving a two-step equation. So we will subtract 1 and subtract 1. Negative 3x equals negative 21. And then we will divide by negative 3. So that gives me a positive 7. So I know that when my input is positive 7, my output is negative 20. It didn't ask for the ordered pair, but it's good to understand that that's another way to represent that. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing we're going to use some substitution in these next problems. So we're going to substitute negative 2 in where that x is. So I'll say, instead of s of x, I'll say s of negative 2. So the value of the function at negative 2 is equal to 12 minus 0.25 times negative 2. 12, and then a negative times a negative will give me a positive, and that will be 0.5. So s of negative 2 is 12.5. And if I'm going to express that in an ordered pair, I can show that my input is negative 2 and my output is 12.5. So why don't you guys try number 7. I'll do number 8 with you. So g of x is 2, and we're going to substitute. We can say g of x, you can write it this way, g of x equals g of x. And we'll substitute 2 in. So g of 2, 6 plus 3 times 2, and then minus 2. And we'll use order of operations like we always would. 6 plus 6 minus 2. So the value of the function g at 2, when the input is 2, 12 minus 2, the value is 10. So that would give me the ordered pair, 2, 10. So you go ahead and try number 9. All right, now this is when we're going to think about this in terms of a real life situation. So we're going to let n of t be the number of DVDs you have in your collection. T is going to represent trips to the video store. And then we're going to use words to write what the notation means in relation to the problem. So when t is 0, that's 0 trips. So you haven't even gone to the store yet. So that means I already own 8 DVDs. I'll do number 3 with you. After the number of DVDs I own for 5 trips is going to be more than the number of DVDs I own after 3 trips, which makes sense because you're buying them every time. So I have more DVDs after 5 trips than I do after 3 trips. To the store. All right, you guys try 2 and 4 on your own. Now we're going to try graphing a linear function. So if this feels like your chapter 4 from pre-algebra, you're right. This is the same process. So it's showing us that we can use s of x the same way we used y. So if I put -4 into the function at x, 1/4 times -4, that's -2. Subtract 2 more, that's going to be -4. Plug in -2 as your input. -2 times 1/2 is -1. Take away 2, that's -3. When my input is 0, my output is -2. We can see a pattern here. When my input is 2, my output is -1. And when my input is 4, my output is 0. So when we graph that, x is -4, s of x, we're going to graph that on the y-axis. That's -4, 2, -3, 0, -2. We get a nice straight line. All right, I'm going to let you guys do number 13. And on number 14, we're going to look and decide, we're going to compare this function expressed like an equation and then compare this table. So I know that my account is expressed with this function. The balance after a given amount of months is 150. Now I'm going to try and find out how much is my friend saving. So I'm going to erase this actually. I shouldn't have drawn that. I'm going to do my friend's work in blue. So I am going to look at how many months pass and how many dollars pass. So from 2 to 4 months, we're adding 2 months. 4 to 6, we're adding 2 months. And then the difference in the account dollar-wise, we go from 330 to 410, so we add 80. And now we're adding 80. It's like we're trying to find the slope. So this, if I'm going to put the amount gained, so that's money over months, that means I'm saving $40 a month. Who has the better savings plan? I am saving more dollars each month. Go me. Saving your money is important, guys. Okay, so that was a lot. Hopefully some of that feels like review sprinkled in with some new algebra terms. If you have questions, make sure you ask your teacher. And keep rocking it, guys. Have a good rest of your day.